Life by Christ, restoration, transformation, hope, healing, dominion, mentoring, impartation of the word, effectual prayers, flow of the Spirit, worship, charity, and interactive. Live your life with Dr. Loveth.
A lot of people ask me this question, like, Dr. Loveth, what's the first thing one needs to establish as an individual before one can go into a relationship, venture into any form of relationship whatsoever? And this is my response all the time. You must first of all establish your relationship with Jesus. Is God first. Because the quality of your relationship with God will tell on every aspect of your life as time goes on. The quality of your relationship with Jesus will determine how well you will thrive regardless of the challenges, the onslaughts of the enemy, the adversities, of life, whatever it is you get to face with people as the relationship goes on, to determine how well you will thrive regardless of all these factors, right? In relationship, in marriage, in family, in any other space or aspect of your life. Your love life, your relationship with Jesus. See, when you are filled with his love, it is difficult for somebody to manipulate you or starve you to the extent that you will forget who you are. It will be very difficult. Because you have anchored your heart, your affection, first of all, on Christ Jesus. Not on stuff, not on people, because these things are not constant. People waver. Anybody can turn. There are no circumstances in life that are permanent. Absolutely none. And you know what happens when you are starved? Even crumbs might even seem like delicacy to you, isn't it? When you are so hungry and somebody gives you crumbs, even if the food is not tasty, you eat it, you manage it. When you are so thirsty, even if the water is not that clean, you say, well, let me provide, I'm just managing, this is what I can find. But when your belly is already full of honey, when your love life with Christ Jesus is so rich, you can't put up with just anybody or anything that just comes along and say, oh, because I'm desperate, I will just settle for. You can't settle. It's not possible. You cannot settle. You can't. When your belly is so filled up with honey, even sugar irritates you, isn't it? Because you're already filled up, you're full of honey. You find that people who are, they are sex or love starved, every kind gesture makes them fall in love with the person. The person buys you lunch and say, oh, I'm just in love. You see them crushing on someone. You know why? They are sex starved, they are love starved. Maybe in a marriage or in a relationship. So any little act of kindness that they get from anybody, it just makes them their hearts begin to melt and say, oh, I'm in love with this person, I'm in love with this person. But the other person, on the other hand, might not even mean it. Maybe he or she was just being nice, being a good Christian. It was just being a good Christian. So this is why the first thing you must establish is your love relationship with Jesus. You need to be full of his love. Be so in love with Jesus that any fake or feigned love that is untrue, that is, mixed, anything that is not constant, that is not stable, that is not clear, that is not lucid, any person with such a trait that comes around would put you off, would irritate your spirit. That's the secret. That's how you garrison your heart, where nothing gets to you, where nothing can easily infiltrate or penetrate your spirit, pollute your spirit. That's how you do that. Deprivation can make you crave nonsense if you're not careful. You may be tempted to settle for less. We seen a lady, if she thinks she's not worth it, nobody loves, she's not worthy of love, nobody can love her, nobody, she's not good enough to be loved by anybody. Any guy, anybody that comes along, she will just accept the person. Even if the person is not right for her. She will just take the person, she will just settle. So after establishing your relationship with Jesus, the next thing is purpose. What's the first thing to establish? Your purpose. Why do you want to go into a relationship? Where are you going to? Where are you taking? Where are you gravitating the relationship to? Where are you charting the path of that relationship, that marriage to? Where's the direction? Where are you going? So you don't board a vehicle that is taking you to the north. Meanwhile, you are going to the south. Relationally, all right? So, purpose. Enter a relationship out of purpose, by purpose, not just out of reaction. What we see, a lot of people enter out of reaction. This person did this to me. I will prove to this person that in 2 weeks, I will get somebody better than him. It's like, you don't use relationship as for show-offs. You are not doing yourself a favor if you do that. You're playing with your life. You're toying with your heart. You're toying with your destiny. You don't do that with your future. You don't use relationship to make a statement. This person walked out on me. That girl broke my heart. That girl said she broke our engagement. So I'm going to marry somebody from this kind of family. I'm going to marry somebody that seems better, to show her that I can marry any girl. I can get any guy, that I want. Until the motivation behind it waits off, fades away, and then you are stuck, and you are left with the reality that you may not even like at the end of the day. So, it is best to marry based on relationship, because purposeful relationships are more embedded with the fundamentals of sustainable success than reactional relationships. Because at the end of the day, the motive behind every relationship will eventually define the relationship. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. If you engage in a relationship, you encourage the relationship out of rebound, in a bit to fill up maybe vacuum or minimize the pain that you took from a past relationship, right, from your ex. What will happen at the end of the day when you have outgrown that pain, when you have gone, over that phase, you have healed through that particular phase, you find out that the reality will dawn on you, and maybe what you see is not something that what you really like or appreciate at the end of the day. So here's my take on this. Never make a decision, never make a promise, never act when you are very sad, when you are very happy, or when you are very angry.